massive pork-filled spending bill went from more than 1,500 pages to 116 pages in just hours. And tonight, even that appears to have failed. Let's go live to Capitol Hill, where Fox News senior congressional correspondent Chad Pergram. I've been watching you, Chad. This is kind of the Super Bowl for you every pre-Christmas. It seems like this is what we're always doing. What is the very latest that you can tell us?
Well, they just defeated this bill, which was the new interim spending plan that House Speaker Mike Johnson put out. It would have funded the government for 3 months. President-elect Trump was behind this. It had $110 billion in disaster aid. And this needed 2/3 to pass, and they weren't even close to getting that. I mean, there were a significant number of Republicans who voted no. In fact, it didn't even get a majority had they done it under the regular process here. I looked back through the list. There were more than 30 Republican no's on this bill. And I look at this, you had Debbie Lesko, you had Thomas Massey, who's a member of the Rules Committee, you had Andy Ogles, Eric Burleson. You did have 2 Democrats who voted for the bill, Marie Gluesenkamp-Perez, who's probably one of the most conservative Democrats in the House and represents a Trump district and sometimes votes against her party. One member voting no, another member voting no, voting yes. This was Kathy Castor. Now, she is a Democrat from Florida, and her district was hit bad by the hurricanes down there, and she really wanted this disaster funding. And then there was one present vote. That was Marcy Kaptur, who's a Democrat from Ohio here. And so the fact that this went down, again, after President-elect Trump put his imprimatur behind this, you might quibble with what Mike Johnson had before, failing, to read the room or whether or not he was dialed in or who's to blame there earlier. But the idea that then you had President-elect Trump jump on this bill and they couldn't get enough Republicans to support this, Republicans will turn around and try to blame this on the Democrats and say, you voted no. Almost all did. Democrats whipped no. They say that Republicans reneged on their agreement that they worked out for months, frankly, to get this together. And the important point that I want to keep coming back to, Laura, and I said this on Bret Baier's program just a few minutes ago, is that on every bill to fund the government or raise the debt ceiling in this Congress, even though Republicans have been in the majority, the Democrats have made up the difference. You've had swaths of Republicans vote no, and the Democrats have kind of carried them across the finish line. Well, Democrats, after, Elon Musk, Ramaswamy, President-elect Trump, whoever you want to blame for what happened to the bill and the changing shifts in the House Republican conference yesterday, is the Democrats weren't going to help because it was not their bill. It's not what they negotiated.
Yeah, well, the question is, Chad, now, who has the leverage? Thank you for that update.